Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to install an EDS file into your Logix Designer Studio 5000 instance here. So right now I'm using version 37. This should work for all the modern Studio 5000 ones, but also I believe there's earlier versions like 32 for example that work the same way. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to download the EDS file. I've already done this and I'm just going to go over it so you know. Most manufacturers who support Ethernet should have an EDS file of some sort. So in this case, I had to do it for AnyBus Ethernet to serial gateway over here. And if you go down here, you can see that there's a configuration file section, and you should be able to download the EDS file for Ethernet IP here. Sometimes it's just like a general software thing. You kind of have to get used to whatever vendor you're dealing with. For example, with these ePacks, you have to go down here and you have to go to the software section, and it will populate down here with all the different software files. Most of the time EDS is also in there. So that's loading, but we're not going to wait for it to load. We're just going to move on. So I've already downloaded this, as I've said, and I'll show you that right here. It's in my downloads. It downloads as a zip file. So I unzipped it, and you go into the unzipped file, and here's the EDS file. Normally they look somewhat like this. If we open this up, and this is just an interesting thing here, but if we open this with, for example, Notepad, you can see it's just a text file. It's just a configuration file that is being downloaded and installed into Studio 5000. All right, so there's the EDS file. We're actually going to exit out of that so we don't have a problem with it later. Okay, so that's that. And then now if you go to Tools, and I've already done this too, but I'm just going to go through it with you. If you go to Tools and then Device Description Installation Tool, and this takes a bit to come up. Here it is. So you want to hit Next, and then register a device description file. Hit Next, and then over here you're going to just browse for your EDS file, open, and hit Next. And here it is right here. Hit Next. Hit Next. Now here you can actually change the icon if you wanted to. So you can use like an ICO file, I believe, for the actual icon for this. And I mistakenly pressed the button here, so we're going to have to wait for that to load. I believe it just comes up with File Explorer. Yep. Oh, okay, there's some other icons over here. So you can actually change whatever icon you want for this. We are not going to do that today, but this is actually quite enticing to go through here and, and look it up. But you can change the icon. Okay, hit Next. And here's just a final task summary for you. You want to hit Next, and it'll give you a success if everything went okay. Hit Finish, and then in the Ethernet tree over here, not the backplane, the Ethernet, you're going to hit New Module, and it should show up in this right hand thing over here. If you want to just unclick All, and then go down to where there's HMS. In my case, it's HMS because that's the business that's the vendor that creates what I have. But whatever one you are, whatever vendor you need should show up in this, this drop down box, this scroll box over here. Anyway, your catalog number should show up here, and you'll be able to add it to your project. No problem. Hit Create, and you can do all the configuration right here. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day.